Have you ever wondered how is it possible that the concept of algebra, modern hospitals, and even the scientific method we use today have their roots in the Islamic world? Centuries ago, when much of the world was still trapped in intellectual darkness, Muslim scientists lit the light of knowledge that illuminated human civilization. From astronomical observatories to research laboratories, from medical textbooks to mathematical formulas, their work changed the course of world history. Sadly, many of these great names are now almost forgotten. Who were these Muslim scholars who changed the world, and how do we still use their scientific legacy today? Before we begin, like this video if you enjoyed this story about history and science in Islam. Pin this video to this channel for more inspiring stories, upload this video to your friends and family, and write in the comments, "Knowledge is light," because one small bit of support from you can help spread beneficial knowledge. Okay, let's begin the story. My brothers and sisters blessed by Allah. If we look back in time, there was a truly glorious period in history for Muslims. This period is known as the Islamic Golden Age, which lasted roughly from the 8th to the 14th centuries. During that time, the Islamic world was not only a center of political power, but also a global hub of knowledge. While other regions remained in intellectual darkness, the great cities of the Islamic world shone as centers of civilization and learning. In cities like Baghdad, Damascus, and Cordoba, scholars, scientists, and thinkers gathered to study various branches of knowledge. Great libraries were built, schools and educational institutions flourished, and scientific discussion became a part of everyday life. One of the most renowned centers of knowledge at that time was the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. This place was more than just a library. It was a center for research, translation, and the development of scientific knowledge, a center of excellence in its time. There, scholars translated various scientific works from Greek, Persian, and Indian civilizations into Arabic. But they didn't stop at translation. They studied, criticized, tested, and developed these works, leading to new discoveries. It was from places like these that major developments in various fields of science emerged. Mathematics developed with new concepts. Astronomy was used to understand the movement of the stars and determine time. Medicine developed with more systematic treatment methods. Even chemistry and philosophy experienced remarkable progress. Strikingly, for Muslim scientists at that time, the pursuit of knowledge was not merely an intellectual activity. They viewed it as a way to understand the majesty of God's creation. The more they studied the universe, the more they realized the greatness of God's wisdom and power. Therefore, during this period, knowledge was not only studied, but also researched, tested, debated, and continually developed. And from this scientific spirit emerged great Muslim scientists who would later have a significant influence on the development of world science. My brothers and sisters, blessed by Allah. Among the great scientists born during the Islamic Golden Age, there is one name that has been very influential in the history of world mathematics. His name is Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. He lived in the 9th century and is known as one of the greatest scientists in the field of mathematics. His works became an important foundation for the development of arithmetic as we use it today. One of his most important works is the book entitled Al-Kitab al-Mukhtasar, fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala. This book later became the foundation for the birth of algebra. In this book, al-Khwarizmi explained how to solve various mathematical problems, from simple equations to more complex calculations. The methods he developed made mathematics much more structured and easier to learn. Interestingly, al-Khwarizmi's name itself gave birth to a term that is very well known in the modern world: algorithm. The term algorithm comes from the Latin pronunciation of his name. This concept is now the foundation of computers, programming, and digital technology. Just imagine for a moment, every time we use a calculator, run a computer, search for something on the internet, or open an app on our phone, it all works with a system called an algorithm. And this fundamental concept of algorithms is rooted in the thinking of a Muslim scientist who lived over 1,000 years ago. This is proof that Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi's contributions were not only crucial to the Islamic world, but also laid a vital foundation for the development of modern technology and science, which is used by all of humanity today.
My brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you. In the history of Islamic civilization, it wasn't just mathematics that flourished. The world of medicine also experienced extraordinary progress thanks to the contributions of Muslim scientists. One of the greatest figures in this field was Ibn Sina, better known in the West as Avicenna. He lived in the 10th century and is known as a physician, philosopher, and scientist who had a profound influence on the history of medicine. His most famous work is a monumental book entitled The Book of Medicine, or in Arabic, Al-Qanun fi al-Tib. This book is more than just a medical textbook. It is a comprehensive medical encyclopedia covering everything from basic health theories and explanations of various diseases to advanced diagnostic methods and principles of treatment of the time. Remarkably, the Book of Medicine was later translated into Latin and used as a primary textbook in European universities for over 600 years. This means that for centuries, medical students in the Western world learned medicine from the work of a Muslim scientist. In his writings, Ibn Sina systematically described various diseases, explained how to recognize their symptoms, and provided treatment methods based on clinical observation and experience. This approach was far ahead of its time, as he relied not only on theory, but also on actual observations and experiences in medical practice. Even today, many of the fundamental concepts he outlined, such as the importance of accurate diagnosis, observation of symptoms, and a scientific approach to treatment, remain important principles in modern medicine. This demonstrates that Ibn Sina's contributions not only benefited the people of his time, but also significantly influenced the development of global medicine for centuries to come.
My brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you. Besides mathematics and medicine, the Islamic world also produced a great figure who had a tremendous influence on the development of the scientific method. That figure was Ibn al-Haytham. He lived in the 10th to 11th centuries and is known as one of the most influential scientists in the history of science. In the West, he is often referred to as al-Haytham. What makes Ibn al-Haytham so special is his approach to science. At that time, many people still relied on theories without clear evidence. However, Ibn al-Haytham took a different path. He emphasized that a theory must be proven through experimentation, observation, and testing. This approach later became known as the basis of the scientific method, or the modern scientific method. One of his greatest works is the Book of Optics. In this work, he examined light and the process of human vision in depth. At that time, many people believed that the human eye emitted light to see objects. However, through numerous meticulous experiments, Ibn al-Haytham proved that it is actually light from objects that enters the human eye, enabling us to see. This discovery marked a major revolution in optical science. His research paved the way for the development of various technologies related to light and vision. Ibn al-Haytham's thoughts and experiments subsequently influenced scientists both in the Islamic world and in Europe. From this research in optics, various technologies such as lenses, cameras, telescopes, and the modern optical devices we use today were developed. This demonstrates that the contributions of Muslim scientists were not only important in their time, but also laid the foundation for the development of global science and technology to this day.
My brothers and sisters, blessed by Allah, from the stories of the great scientists we have discussed, we can learn one very important lesson. Faith and science are never at odds in Islam. In fact, they go hand in hand and reinforce each other. Muslim scientists of the past studied science not merely to seek fame or power. They studied science because they wanted to understand the majesty of Allah's creation. With great curiosity and strong faith, they explored various fields of science. Through astronomy, they studied the movement of stars and planets in the sky. Through medicine, they sought to understand the human body in order to cure diseases. And through mathematics, they created concepts